Welcome to Oblivion 9.
Whoa, there it is. What's that thing falling? Look.
January 22nd, 2019. 3:32 in the afternoon. Check this out. Some type of craft was circling the area where the ships are over there. So you can see on the bottom there, it started right there, and then it went around in circles, and then again it went back up, and then it went around in circles. This is crazy. And then it started zooming out, so you can see the fragments of that it's like a chemtrail. Crazy, man.
There's this spiral. It's as if time is actually going faster. Now, some people, of course, theorize that this might actually have to do with CERN and humans investigating and researching technology that might actually not even be human. But I'm not going to go into that because that's kind of sci-fi, but at the same time, sci-fi has become reality many times, so you know what I'm talking about. Now, coming from a subscriber's amazing pictures of Antarctica through Google Earth. Coordinates are below so you can check out for yourself.
Weird, man. Look at that, man. It looked like this cloud right here is trying to connect to that one.
Yeah, it started like that.
They're connecting to each other. Babe, I think this is some alien activity going on, too. Gotta be something extraterrestrial about this, man, because look at this. What is that?
Something's up there.
Something is up there and they trying to hide it. They're using them chemtrails trying to hide it, but it's not working.
But that's overriding.
Photographs of unusual flying machines that people photographed. This was sent in by Michael. I want to say this was taken from Pennsylvania or New Jersey. I've had this one for probably 2 or 3 weeks. This is no ordinary aircraft. You can see it looks like it's made up of squares or triangles. I zoom in really close, and when I invert this into a X-ray format, you'll get a really good look at the structure of this thing, and it's got 90-degree angles all over it. Look at that thing. That is not a typical airplane by any stretch of the imagination. That's why he took the photograph. It's flying at a very high rate of speed, fairly high altitude, and you can tell that's no ordinary plane. It looks rather large. Looks like, again, it's made up of triangles and squares. Certainly doesn't look like a conventional airplane that we've all seen. I know I see airplanes out here every single day. None ever look like that. Now we're back to the round object that was observed over Greece. This photograph was sent in by REIKO. He sent me 3 different photographs. I zoom in really tight. I adjust the lighting to where you can get a good look at this thing, and it's definitely round. It's, again, like the other photograph, not a conventional airplane. I don't know if this was also some sort of maybe a experimental aircraft. I'm not so sure the other one was an experimental aircraft, but this is almost disc-shaped. And, you know, people talk about discs all the time, but rarely do you see them in this capacity during broad daylight, but that was the case here. I'm going to zoom in really close. You can see this thing has like a network structure to it in the center. It's made up of like maybe 5 different pieces or so. Look at it right there. There's 5 and then a centerpiece. Great observation coming out of Greece. I've had this photograph for a couple days. That's why I decided to go ahead and make a video about these objects that people are seeing in the sky, because I've gotten quite a few for an average week. Normally I'll get maybe 1 or 2. This week I've gotten several. There's a good look at it right there. Look at that. Totally obvious there was something round flying through the sky that day. And this was taken this week, so I'm not exactly sure of the date. I know it's less than a week old, or at least I've had it less than a week. Spotted high in the skies above Greece. So we see things all over the globe pretty much on a daily basis, but this week it's been busier than usual when it comes to unusual flying objects in the sky. There's another good look at it right there. Some sort of a honeycomb looking craft flying through the sky at a very high rate of speed, and that's what compelled him to take the photograph, was its unusual.
Vicky from Virginia has sent some photography in as well of this photograph of a difference. Can you see the difference again? From where we see the wings on this formation of this vehicle, it looks different. Even the width of this object looks strange. Taking more of an approach of these objects, look at the back end area as well, and where these streaks appear from the area of view sight behind where we see this formation. The wings look different. They look shorter. They don't look right, do they? We see some red markings to either side. Again, that is a very strange shape, isn't it? Now, I'd like to say as well that this kind person is stating through email that they're noticing these that are coming from nowhere, and then all of a sudden they disappear. Now, what is going on? Natural planes, natural passenger planes, military jets, and other formations as well, they just move across the skies. We see them and witness them, but these objects, they show themselves and disappear quite close to a distance of view sight. See, using our perception is important, because how on earth can these objects just disappear? Now, again, looking at it in this way of showing this photograph, look at this area here and here. Can you see the wings? Again, natural planes that we see and witness through the skies. You will see the contrail that is moving to down here and across here, not towards the area of where we're seeing these formations again. Still, people explain as well that these objects appear to be smudging out our skies of today. Now, going back to these formations that we are witnessing through the skies, Skywatcher 2019 has sent this photograph in from the skies of the United States of America. Now, look at the formation in detail. Let me just zoom in as well, because this person has taken a trip towards the USA, and in flight you can see the formation. Now, we are speaking about these strange looking drones that are spread across our skies. They seem to, again, because subscribers are sending in emails explaining of these formations, they come into play through our atmosphere and then they disappear again. Look at the shape of this formation. Let me just zoom in again towards the area that we're viewing. And again, the reports that come in about different information from different articles are very important to speak of, because we're seeing differences across our skies. And indeed, they're not speaking about this, are they? They're speaking about other subjects of interest, but nothing is being said or spoken about of these strange anomalies appearing through our skies, causing other streaks. Thank you for the photograph.
I was making my next video, the one that's going to come out after this one, and this video was in there. So when I said I was going to show you guys from start to finish, well, that wasn't the case, because this is actually the finished part of it. So we'll call this part 2. But this one's more interesting even. This is the second half of it as it's going through. See, now I inverted it there. And it's obvious. It's not a plane there. Now the tail seems to be sticking up, but wow, there's an orb on top up there. He's probably projecting. There's 2 more orbs up in front up there too. But watch what happens here in a minute. There's going to be like a fire or an orb that's like lit up like a fireball. Once I change it, here we go. I change the colors just a little bit here, and you can see like there's no wings. There's an extra trail at the bottom there, which is coming from nothing. The only thing that looks solid is that tail sticking up. The rest of it looks just like a bunch of smoke with a couple of orbs, you know. So, I mean, the thing is, yeah, here we go. Now this is, in just a minute, you're going to see where the ball or the orb, it's going to be, there it goes, it's lighting up. See it in the back there, right under the back, the fin, the back wing, or the tail wing? Right underneath there is something lit up. I'm going to darken the color here in just a minute, and it'll bring it out more. But that's, I guess that's an orb, and it's really lighting up. Here we go. Look at that. Wow. Now, that's highly unusual right there. Look at that thing. Now, this is, I slowed it down just a little bit here. I think it's at 10% here, and then I'm going to crank it back up. But I wanted to slow it down to see how that thing looked at a slow pace. But here we go, back to full speed, and it's just a flash.
Guys, remember back last week I shared with you 3 photographs of what appeared to be some sort of a orb, quite possibly a disc, moving across the skies of Greece, sent in by REIKO. He took 3 pictures of something moving across the sky that didn't look like a conventional airplane. Well, since then, I've received more photographs of the same type of phenomenon. This is an unusual flying machine here, and this is another example of a disc or an unusual flying machine here. Calling them bizarre flying machines. This one was taken over Buffalo, New York. It was a 4-second video clip. It was all he was able to get. I've taken the same video clip, slowed it down, zoomed in, adjust the lighting and color, use different filters to get a very close look, or as close as I could, of this object without overly pixelating it. And you can see it doesn't look like a conventional plane or a jet. It almost appears to be like something tumbling through the sky. Occasionally it will have that disc shape appearance to it, or an orb. It's leaving a trail almost like that of an asteroid, but I don't think it was an asteroid. At least it didn't look like it at the very beginning, but it doesn't look like a typical airplane. So that's why Mark from Buffalo, New York took this video. Here you can see it in, that's a negative format, X-ray format. Adjust the color and lighting. I didn't do anything to the video other than adjust the color and lighting, and then of course run it through different filters. But incredible capture from Buffalo, New York. This one was sent in by Jennifer. I'm not exactly sure of the location. Let me go back to that for a second, because that was quite unusual. Did you see that? I'm going to zoom in and take a closer look at this. But what do you call that? Definitely green, and this is the original photograph. I haven't altered this in any way, and I don't alter the photos. I simply adjust the color and lighting. But that there looks like a green, some sort of a propeller flying through the sky. However, it's in front of this, and she managed to notice it and capture a picture of it. Here's another very unusual object in the sky. I think it's the same object, quite possibly at a different angle. I'm not sure. It kind of looks like it could be the same object, but much different perspective. And then here is this one. A round disc-shaped object, or an orb. But either way, it's leaving a trail, much like that of a plane. Here I've adjusted the color on this one, or the lighting just a little bit, and it still looks the same, almost like some sort of a propeller in the sky. Super weird. Never seen anything like that, or this one here. Neither had she. That's why she took the photographs to begin with. Here's a still image of this, what almost looks like a cluster of wadded up aluminum foil that's gold and green. I don't know. Never seen anything like that. And we're seeing a lot of these things here lately. Things that I personally have never seen, and I've been watching the skies for many, many years. Doesn't make me an expert, but I'm just saying, I've never had anybody send me photos that look like that, and we get a lot of photos throughout the course of a week. In fact, we get a lot of photos every day from all over the world, and that is definitely a unique capture by Jennifer. And again, I'm not sure of the location. I'm definitely going to try and find out the location. And yet another one. This was sent in by Sharon Herbeck, taken back in November of 2017. So these things have been around for a little over a year, year and a half, quite possibly longer. It's maybe just now starting to catch on to these things. I don't know, but there seems to be maybe something back here following this one. But what is that thing? That's not even close to any type of an airplane. She noticed this above Illinois. She called it an orb leaving a trail. That's what it looked like to her. There's a close-up look at it with the lighting adjusted just a little bit. The first one was the original. This one's obviously switched to a different format, just trying to find different features or bring anything forward that would help us maybe identify this thing. But it's quite simply put, it's just unidentifiable. What is that thing? It looks like an orb flying through the sky. There's a close-up look at it right there. Again, I didn't adjust the photograph itself, simply the color and lighting. And I don't know, you guys tell me. That was an excellent observation by Sharon, high in the skies above Illinois. Here's a totally inverted format, and again, doesn't even look close to any type of a airplane or a jet that we're familiar with. And I see airplanes out here every single day, of all shapes and sizes. Big ones, little ones, see helicopters from time to time. Never seen anything even remotely close to that. But I'm definitely...
We'll zoom in on it here. We're going to try to get a look at this thing, but it's elusive. You know, these things, they just don't want to let you get a good focus in on them. If you ever try to film these things with a P900 or 1000 or even a little B700, you'll see what I mean by... You know, when it's a regular plane, it's just like, it's crystal clear. You know, but when you get these things, it's like, that's why sometimes I think they're, you know, hologramish, is because you can't seem to get a good focus in on them, you know. And so you kind of just get these orb-looking things lighting up. So here it is, inverted. Okay. That's, I mean, it's kind of trying to take the shape of a plane. Now I just took the color out of it here. I believe that's about the best. That's weird looking, ain't it? Looks like a flying humanoid or something. I mean, look at it. There's a little wings lighting up. Here it is, back to the original color. And as I stated, this color is nothing's been touched. That's the color of the sky. Okay, so here's some of the still shots. That's pretty good. Look, it's I don't know, that one's weird. Look at it looks like it's like right under the lights there. It looks like there's a solid object maybe with a trail behind it, you know, like kind of like a tadpole tail, you know. I don't know. There, it's got wings. It looks like lit up there. I don't know, that's just weird. That's one of them freaky ones. I don't know what to make of it. And then dang demons, I guess. Look at it there. That is so weird. Anyway, enough of that.
These are very interesting photographs coming in from Mark from the United States of America. Noticing something coming into our atmosphere. Look at the formations directly down to this viewpoint. Strange anomaly formations indeed. Now, with the photograph that has been enhanced just slightly, zooming in is important again. Look at this area here. Are we witnessing a plane or something else? It seems to be as well that the colours are very apparent. Colours that we witness across our skies. What is being viewed? Are we seeing holographic technology or something else? Just by zooming back out as well, you can see again how it appears through the smudged out skies. Strange streaks appearing with these formations Thank you, Mark, for these photographs. This is a very unusual photograph that was taken by Matt K. Now there is some strange colours reflecting, isn't there? Are we seeing 4 separate orbs? You could see the trail to the far upper left hand side of the photograph as well, with a strange colour sky. Just by zooming into the photograph, what are we witnessing on the screen here? Are we witnessing UFO technology, or are we witnessing strange entities through our skies? Again, the formations are very strange. Let's just zoom into these objects of interest. Very strange lines and apparent formations, again, different shapes, different colours illuminating on these other formations, separate colours. This photograph was only taken a short time ago, so again, what are we witnessing on the screen with the photography of interest that was sent in by Matt K? Thank you and God bless.
In 1945, when the Germans basically was destroyed by the coalition fighters, they basically got all of this advanced weaponry that was so advanced that the United States Department of Defense couldn't believe what they saw. At the same time, the Russians basically never got out of the enclave that they basically still hold between the Baltics and the Kaliningrad area, because when the Germans invaded, they wanted to occupy Russia and hide those advanced equipment in the mountains. But the problem here is that they actually did, and the US never got to it, especially the Allied forces, because even the Russians are fighting them too. So they have discovered time travel, but the Germans basically destroyed like 60% of it. So, but they made it work later on. I think in 1984 or 85. I don't really remember the exact year. And also the Mayans. There was a basically this time machine that most people misinterpret the carvings in the stone, that it was some type of rocket facing up there. No, the United States military basically went there and took the damn thing and brought it back to Antarctica, where they matched the reverse engineering with the Germans' time machine that was basically only for 40%, because 60% was destroyed, because they have to destroy it before the US got to it and start using it, to manipulate time itself. So the one from the Mayans, this one, it didn't come from the Germans or anything like that, because the Germans back in the day, they like to invade all these places, because even the pyramids, I don't know if you guys knew that, you got all these pyramids, including the Antarctica, because there's a bunch of stuff on there that they've been also storing and exploring other caves that has all this ancient machinery. This is why until to this day that place is secured with military installation. The Russians also is there because they found some artifacts that belong to the ancient people. So getting back to the Mayans. Yes, the Mayans had a time machine, and people thought it was some type of rocket facing the Orion's belt, or the Orion's Nebula. Basically, those people are just telling you they came from there. Here's a gift for you, but use it wisely. But we don't use things wisely. We basically use them to destroy the other party, you know. So basically, that's what happened. It wasn't some type of rocket. They're just telling you that they basically came from there, and they basically went back using the time machine. So now the U.S. been using this time machine since the 1982 or 83, and they got it since 1945 when the war ended. They got a lot more. So that's why you see all these people in black, you know. You've seen videos of them going back and forth, looking weird people, you know, like alien looking. When you say alien, doesn't mean like green little man, you know, or the Greys. Most of these people basically work for the government. I'm talking about not just people, but people from a different place. Because every time you use the time machine, they always find all these other time travelers from a different time. Because we just don't use them. Other people use them from different time. Not our time, but beyond, and people from the past. You go there, and basically some of the people, they were fighting them at the same time. They basically tried to go back in time and, you know, get in touch with them. So they gave us this time warp. Time warp is basically it enhances the technology of time travel to make it more efficient and faster to get to different places rather than do this, because our time machine, it wasn't just set just like theirs. Our time machine is basically based on old instruction that basically you have to figure out yourself. So every time they send people there, they can only travel like I think 3 or 5 times, because something changes on their DNA and also their nerves, and also every time they do it, it kind of makes their skin old. So a lot of people basically died from radiation, and there's another one that's called something, but I don't remember, because I only read the report one time. I can't stay on it, because if they find me, you know, staying on one subject, they're gonna know there's something's up at the office, you know. So basically, yes, we do have time machine, we do have anti-gravity. Actually, Trump stated that, you know, we have a space force now, but this has been done since the 50s. I believe 1952 or 54. We started doing that because of this Black Knight satellite that basically it's been in history for a long time. We basically there's nobody inside of that ship. We didn't shoot it down like the article stated, and also some YouTube videos, including what you call this, from Secure Team and Third Face of Moon and a bunch of other channels out there. No, we did not. We actually hired a bunch of scientists and hackers to get into this ship. The ship is basically on a routine program. It just circles the Earth. Remember, the Earth is not round; it's flat. But I know that you guys don't believe in this stuff, so you can think of whatever you want. But yes, we do have evidence that the Earth is not round, because it can't be. I'll show you that in a different video, because there's so much weird stuff going on, and you know, I just don't have time to get to it. This is why this video is like, it's very late. It's been a month and I think a week now, or a couple of weeks, that I haven't been on. We have so many episodes that I wanted to put up here because I want you guys to learn something that you never learned before you even, before you get to your time. We do have the Turkey UFOs, to Roswell, what really happened in that. The Atlanteans, this is why the U.S. have so many super carriers, navies, because of the help from the underwater, and also we have the sunken city, and this triangle craft, the shadow people, the sky chaser. That one is pretty cool. It's about this triangle craft chasing a bunch of different objects or spacecraft in the sky. The Space Force, the one I'm talking to you about, the Black Knight, that was sent all these scientists to get inside there after they hacked the ship, and it basically went somewhere because we programmed it to go somewhere, and we sent like 3 spaceship, giant ones, to go to where it needed to be. In 2007, late 2007, it basically, one of them came back after they reached wherever this thing came from, and I think 2 ships was destroyed. One came here because it's getting chased by wherever this Black Knight went, and now they found out that we have our sun, and they're using that as a Stargate, and this is why currently our sun is it's like being eclipsed, because they're staying there, and some of the spacecraft, basically it's already coming towards here, and there's a bunch of other civilizations that have spacecraft that keeps circling the Earth. I don't know if they're part of that, or it's probably part of something else. And also we got the 2 suns, and HB3X3 virus that they've been seeding the sky. It's actually another story, because what they're doing to Mars and a bunch of other planetary body is basically testing it on how it works with our planetary engineering for plants and trees, how it would react to it. And also they found this this thing, and actually Mars, because we've been there since the 80s, and the exact time is 82, and well, in the 50s actually we've been sending stuff over there. In 1982 we started civilization over there, mostly like military, and also on the moon. Remember, don't believe what you hear from the government, because you don't really get what you want to hear. They only tell you what you needed to hear, and some satisfaction is the aftermath that they want to achieve, not to give you a verified fact that what they're telling you are all correct. So Anyway, getting back to the orbs. This is actually a Ezekiel project from the military. Yeah, they actually have a stealth mode program, and they're actually using that. And also they're using this orb because, one, it's faster, and two, you can actually carry more chemicals to spray the sky. It's part of the HB3X2 biohazard virus program that causes people to have a skin irritation. That means dried skin. Yeah, something that most people never had before. It actually started about I think 2008 or sometime 2010, between those years, and then the second one, when it makes you sick, it actually get you really bad, but it takes a while to get into your immune system and destroy it or reconstruct it to make you basically sick. And they came out with this new virus, the HB3X2. That one is the X1. This one, the X2. It attacks your immune system quick. It disables it, but it's more milder. So you're like sick, but you don't feel that you're sick. But at the same time, it's already there. So, and also using all this 5G tower, for frequency waves, it actually reacts to whatever's inside of you, mostly liquid. So our brain is composed with, blood cells. Same thing with your body has all these veins that your blood vessels make sure your blood is traveling to different places, in order for you to function correctly. So when you use this, it's like the somatics. If you look into that, you understand what I mean. So yes, you can actually control the brain and make them function through the frequency waves, and also you can actually control it. So there's 5G towers that they put up there. It's basically just to enhance it. Back in 2006, sometimes like 2014 or 15, they actually tried this. I mean, you have probably seen it in the news that there's people, like a person in the military base just started shooting their comrades on there, and then another one went on the street and started like firing his rifle, and then another one from a building, then another one. This not just guys, but also women doing this, and some of them is being, get reprehended, captured, and interviewed, and they all basically stated the same thing. They don't remember. Feels like they just woke up and you got programmed. Oh, okay. Do this, because your own mind is like asleep, like put aside, activate that thing later. So when things happen, they activate it, and then boom. That's basically what you will hear. Nothing. I don't remember. It's not even like a dream that you see something and then that's it. This is like wiped out. And so basically this is what's going. So getting back to the orb, this is basically what they're doing. Geoengineering. Seeding a planet, testing viruses, and testing manipulation of nature so that they could use this process and event to manipulate other planetary body. And also when the moon is darkened, it's not because of the earth is on an angle and it's not enough sunlight to project light, so that you'd see this shadow. Now, another BS. It's actually, there's a another transparent planet with that our Space Force is basically being parked there for some reason, and also we use this to I'm not sure if it's like a force field or something that they put in there, but it's used. It's been there for a very long time, and one of the reasons why they use this solar powered transformer sun simulator, because to make everything more bright white rather than the original, yellow moon or the gray moon. But now we have a blue moon, a white moon, and the same goes out to the sun, because it's no longer the original ancient sunlight that we usually see from back in the day, from the 80s. Now it's changing. Even the International Space Station, it's the whole thing it's fake, because one, the International Space Station is actually it's for storing fuel and food and other supply for the Space Force. This is why you don't really see them entering our atmosphere, and when they do, they make it basically very cloudy, and then you can hear the thunder because the electromagnetic force field of the Earth is being used for the anti-gravity to basically penetrate it, so that you can use that in order for you to move around in waves, because you're not using just regular engines of planes to move around. I do not know if those ships has it or they have both. Maybe the new ones they have both, but this spaceships from the 50s and the 80s basically just have those anti-gravity technology in them, but not both. I haven't read anything new or so, or maybe I haven't got to it yet. But when I do, I could always update you guys. But that's basically what's going on right now. And you'll be seeing space machines soon, ours, and all this other spacecraft that are basically entering our atmosphere, or let's just say our planet, are basically a coalition with our Space Force league, that basically part of the international platform that we designed back in the 1950s. So yes, we do have a Space Force. It's been mentioned by our president. I don't like Trump, but he's good in business, but not good as president. But I'm not here for politics. But I wish it could have been a little bit better. So one thing about when Trump bombed the facilities in Syria, like the chemical facility, I think there's 3 of them. Basically, it was to give away a secret glide weapons that we use to penetrate enemy lines. I think we bombed them between 23 smart bombs, but 3 of them basically just fell out of the sky without exploding, because some of this thing you have to trigger it and give it a command to basically, this is how you do the job. So couple of days later, the Russian went there and they took it and they reverse engineered it thanks to Trump, and so now the enemy basically have those. So this is why I don't like the president, because this is how he does it. It's not because these missiles did not explode. The intention was basically different. So same thing as what he stated earlier. He spoke for like over an hour, and you know, he said he never spoken to Putin, but on his other interviews he said he talked to them every single day. And the news broke about a couple of days ago and said it was the first known conversation. And now it's saying that the Russian embassy stated that Trump called Putin and he spoke for like 90 minutes. And I don't know, I don't really want to get involved with that, because this channel is focused to what I see where I work. And I don't know, it's just fascinating that, you know, we all have this. But let me get down to what I wanted you guys to see more. Okay. So this ship that I'm going to show you guys, when you see this picture, when you look at it, let me zoom in on here. but anyway, as you can see on here, this ship, it has some type of dual two-story like bridge, and it has a external bridge on the bottom. You can actually see that on here. And I'm not sure if this is the bottom or the top part of the ship, because you can actually see that the smoke, it comes out from the top or the bottom of the ship. Yeah, I think this might be the bottom. So the bridge is basically on the top part, and you got this two-story type platform on each side, and the front it's larger in the top, and in the bottom it has it's like a blimp. It has like freaking windows on there, and this type of craft from the Ezekiel project, the material is basically, I don't know, it's like a silver looking material. Maybe it's the 115, and also the what do you call this, the black element 5. It makes basically the shape, the ship move to wherever you want. The 115 is basically the material, but you need the black element 5 to make it more maneuverable. Yeah, and so the circle that we see in all these videos and pictures from different channels, you know, I'm thankful for all these people that took their time to, you know, give their photos and videos and submit it to these different channels, especially to Matt Rogers, you know, Skywatchers from Europe, and Mr. MBB 333 or something like that, and other channels, Roger Paul, you know, you can always share our videos. Mine you could share it to anyone. It's free, so and no need to get my name out there. So it's completely fine. This is for the public, so that we can be aware of what's happening. So anyway, the energy distortion that we basically see from these videos, it basically comes out from this hole in the middle of this ship. It basically circulates there. It makes it invincible because some of this thing or ship has cloaked themselves in stealth mode. So when this thing fires up in the middle there, you see a bunch of colors, and some of them is actually, it still has the navigation light, the red and green. Now they're using yellow and green, and then the red thing, it's more like from the light source coming from the top and the bottom of the ship. So yes, the ship is basically composed with you got 2 engines going from the bottom here, and also you got 2 stories, so you're not just talking about 1, 2, 5 people. It's like you're talking about 50 or 100 people on board of this thing. And yes, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, more like, I don't know, between probably 10 to 12 windows on each side, and in the front it has larger windows. I do not see if this thing has a what do you call this, weapons. Maybe it's hidden, I do not know, but it has a bunch of little holes in them. I'm not sure what are those for. Maybe for anti-gravity, for that electric magnetic charge when they use it. This is why when you see the storm coming, it's not just for the rain. It's actually to get that lightning strike from the permanent that powers up all the sun, the moon, stars, and everything else. I mean, we're gonna get into that later on, but for now, this is it. It's been so long, I don't get paid doing this, so I can't sit down and just do this. I want to, I just couldn't do that because I have a life, I got work, and I don't know, just don't want to get visited by a man in black again. But they have before. But anyway, all is good, all is well. But this is for now. You can probably study it by pausing the video and really look into that. I use a 4K format so that it's more clear. But yeah, please, if you like the video or this channel, you may subscribe. If you want to, you don't have to. You may also share this to fellow friends, family, or strangers that you think are hungry for the truth. Something that they never learned anywhere, not even from school, right? Because the Matrix is pretty good. It's pretty accurate because it's like, let's just say a medicine. You go to the store, buy medicine so that you can feel better, but in some way it's being manipulated to you take the medicine so that you can feel good or get better the next couple of days after being sick, but the problem here is that the medicine actually works 10% out of 90% that you're supposed to get from buying the medication. But it's more about like paying the government, and you get less and nothing in return. So you basically, your body heals itself, and your medication does not really work. So might as well don't buy the medicine and save your own money and use it wisely for something else. So the whole thing is just a corrupt program that most people are satisfied to live in. That's something that I cannot do because I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong for the whole thing. And that's what the Matrix is about. Same thing with the phone. Oh, let's upgrade the phone, get something better. Okay, the government put legislation to, you know, to accept a new phone from, you know, specific companies, and yeah, you can sell here, pay us, okay, and then people get satisfied by new phones, but then they can't be satisfied because there's always newer ones coming, you know, again and again and again. So there's no satisfaction. It just gives you living in a lie. Same thing with batteries. Batteries should last forever, rather than, well, let's buy a battery because I used it already and there's no more juice to it. So let's buy more so that the phone can last until I need to upgrade again. So the whole thing is just recycle itself. You know, it just keeps going over and over and over. But if you want to get out from there, you can actually see something else. That the battery should have been just only one and will last for a very, very long time because that's how it's supposed to be. But it can't. And the phone should work and be upgraded by its own software to give you more and more and more, rather than upgrade to get more, you know. And all of this thing should be free for the people of the earth, rather than, oh, buy this, it's like $1,500, and most of this money goes to the government and for the company that's making them. So again, it's the Matrix. It's the recycle of life. Same thing with your avatar. You think your body is free, you own it, but then you have to work hard for everything in order for you to gain some type of freedom. Because if you don't pay your house, they'll take it away. And if you don't pay your cosmetic for your face, what are you gonna do? Become an ugly person that no one will basically like you later? If you don't work, you won't have money for food and for anything else, and people are just gonna treat you like a homeless person. And when you become homeless, with all those people and friends and maybe a family would look at you the same. To the avatar that you are wearing currently is basically all part of the Matrix. When you die, do you go to a different place? Maybe the answer is yes, maybe the answer is no. Your avatar stays here, and your real self will basically project to another place. And we'll talk about that in a different video. But for now, I apologize for being late on the upload, but like I said, I don't get paid for this, and I used to, and I also love to do uploads, but you know, what can you do? I'm part of the Matrix. But if we get some type of funding, then that would ease up a lot of things. But you know, I love my work, and I love to learn because my brain is hungry. It's like the Matrix. You need more information. You know, something is scary, but so what? It beats the game if you give up. But yeah. Anyway, thank you again for subscribing. Please like, share, and comment. And let's get to it. See you. tripod. But there's another one of these meteors. Heck. Look at that thing. Give you a distance. That's how far away it is. What is that? Holy cow. What the hell? I am doing this without a tripod. Anybody?
Can that be a plane? Can that be a plane on fire? And of course I lost it. Right at the best freaking part. Right before the plane exploded. Or whatever the hell that thing is. What the hell is that? What are these? I'm videoing planes to show people what planes look like on my camera in the same exact area with trails. And then you got these in between. It's just, what is it? This is so strange. It's like an alien invasion. Only thing, they're not stopping. And while we're at it, there's a plane. Come on, camera. My camera's frozen. This is the closest I can get. Side of the road. These are two other ones. This is not the same two. One has twin tail, one doesn't. Look at that thing. It's a monster. That's the other one. This is this 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6 and 7 today. My hands are frozen. Hope you people appreciate this. This is what we're dealing with. They're just everywhere. Let me show you how far they are. They're not planes because one is cutting in front of the other one. That just changed directions, didn't it? That lower one. Okay, this is all I can do because my hands are frozen.
In the sky, that was neither. This little slideshow I put together here was sent in by, the video was sent in by Randy, and what I've done is made a slideshow of what he observed in the sky, which is something right here in the clouds. He noticed some sort of a disc kind of floating in the clouds or just sitting there. So he took a photograph of it, and I take and adjust the color and lighting to get a better look at this thing, and that's what I came up with. I adjusted many different times, and I also noticed some other ones in the photograph or the little video he sent in as well. I don't know if those are, this one doesn't appear to be a lens artifact. It's over here in the clouds, kind of low compared to the other ones that I'm going to show you in this video. This one looks like it could be something. The other ones, I don't know. They might be lens reflections. And then again, this one could be a lens reflection. We're not sure what this is. But I do know this. This was sent in by Randy. He did say that he saw this in the sky. So this one, yes, he saw. The other ones, I don't know. I just happened to notice them up here near the sun. And anytime you're photographing the sun, this is prone to happen. You're going to have lens flares, some sort of reflections, glare in your photograph or video. Happens almost every single time you photograph the sun, whether it's on purpose or by accident. You'll get some sort of a lens flare. So I don't know if that's what these quite possibly may be. The thing down low in front of the clouds, that looks like a stationary round object for sure. These look like they're transparent. Maybe you wouldn't see them if it wasn't for the sunlight. Maybe that's what they are. You know, I'm optimistic about all these things. I've seen so many photographs of different things in the sky, but right there's that object he said that he saw first. These I happen to see later on in the video. So those very well could be lens reflections. Not 100% sure on any of it, to be quite honest with you. All I know is very interesting when you see things like this in broad daylight. So good observation.
Here is the interesting video that was posted through email. Now, Jen is zooming in to the area of interest. Can you see those formations again clearly? There is other formations with these shapes. Are we seeing UFOs or something else? I mean, zooming back again, it is so apparent, and then all of a sudden the objects of interest disappear. Now, this is a short video clip. I'm going to show the video clip again because something again is showing to be strange. We all do this, don't we? If we pick up something interesting, we post it and then we show it onto video. Can you see again these clear formations? Very strange shapes through our skies. Just a fantastic video. Thank you for sending this through to us, Jen. Now, taking a screenshot of these formations again, clearly you can see some sort of other entity or some sort of very strange shape appearing. There are 3 of them on the screen just here now. Now again, just by zooming in to the area of interest, that is no cloud system, that is no plane or any other man-made device. So indeed, let me just play the video footage one more time for you. Now indeed, it is apparent also that our skies are reflecting cloud systems with this red colour. Everywhere across the world there is many emails that have stated this as well. Now look at this formation again. That is something, isn't it? Just another clear shot of something strange appearing across our skies.
Here I adjusted the color. That's a stationary picture. Don't know. Never seen anything quite like it. comes from England. Here's another photograph, a still image from the video. Just kind of adjusted the color perspective of whatever these things were, and that's about as good as I could do.
I have need to be baptized of thee. Comest thou to me?
Suffer it to be so now. For thus it becometh us to fulfill all righteousness.
I baptize thee, having authority from the Almighty God, as a testimony that ye have entered into a covenant to serve him.
This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased.
Okay, the True Rock from Texas picked up a formation. It just didn't move, explained through the email. I'm going to take a zoom in of this object. Let's take a look. Now, we have two very important photographs of this formation again. What is it we're viewing on here? Are we seeing an orb or some sort of drone or some other technology? I mean, the shape is very interesting. Here's the very other photograph as well, just moments later. Let me take a zoom in for you. Okay, now the photo was taken towards an evening sunset, but when you look up towards the area, there is the object again. Just by moving down you can see the buildings, and then moving directly towards this area, let me just zoom in for you. Something is appearing through the skies, a very strange shape. Can you see the formations and the refraction of light towards where we see the sun? See, this person in our community is stating as well, it is moving slowly away from view sight by taking the camera directly towards this photograph. But it's not moving, it is staying the same shape.
Love you 9.